Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. Pumpkins. Melons. Alright, well, in between episodes, these farms have been plugging away, so I've gotten a lot of pumpkin and melons. But that's not what we're here for today. That is not what we're here for today. What we're here for today is to tie in together several of the projects we've done, because over the last few episodes we've done several big projects, and just overall we've done a lot of big projects. And today I want to finally tie them together in one simple way. I want to build a road from here, coming out all the way, coming straight out this way, turning and landing right over here. Now you can see I've already started to plan where the road will intercept at both points, so I have a better idea of what to do when I actually start building the road. But yeah, so in the last episode we finished up a project, and now I'm gonna tie several projects together by adding a new road, so my road isn't just a corner, but this will expand the road, allowing me to have more space to build, and it'll just fill out some of this area, because right now this area is just one big corner, and I want to fix that because this is supposed to be a town, not a corner, and towns have depth. This does not, and I want to change that. I want to fix that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in today's episode. I'm probably going to time-lapse it just because I can. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm just gonna get straight on building. Alright, so while I do this quick time-lapse of me digging out and building the road, I'm just gonna talk about my process here. I dug it out first so I could get a general idea of what I was gonna do. I had to build a couple new shovels and go to sleep at some points, but yeah, I dug it out so I could get a general idea of how to do it and get the curve right, because I didn't want to build it and then have the curve, because then I'd have to break a bunch of stuff and that'd be really annoying. But the hardest part was probably doing the alleyway, just because it's supposed to be a random mishmash of blocks, not a perfect road like the rest of it. So it's kind of hard just picking the random blocks and then getting all the slabs, everything, because it's kind of hard terrain. But yeah, I did get it in the end, and I got it all worked out, and I think it looks pretty good, and you'll see it once this time-lapse is done, which would be right about now. Alright, so I've got the entire road in place now, and frankly, I think it actually looks pretty good. I love the way it curves, I love the way it ties in this area. It fits really well here, and I like this area a lot more than I expected, this little alleyway. It was kind of hard to make it look right, just because of how the terrain was, but I think I did an okay job. But yeah, so it took quite a while, but I think it was definitely worth it. It looks really good. And you can see I've also gone ahead and added the bases for all the street lamps, where the street lamps will all be, so I can quickly get those built up. But I love this. I think it looks really good. It fits really well in this area. I now have a better method of transportation between these two areas, and it's really handy and it's really nice. I of course didn't put any street lamp posts down here, because this is supposed to be like an alley. And you don't really get streetlights in an alley. Also, there's no real room, especially on this side, because this literally hugs right up against it. I had to cut off some of the leaves to make more space for this. And on this side, I'll probably stick some barrels here, so it takes up more space, so the road looks more centered. But yeah, so this is the road and the posts. Well, part of the posts in place. So I'm gonna finish this up quickly by throwing in all the light poles, or street lamps, or whatever they're called. Street lanterns, I suppose, not real lamps. Alright, this has officially been taken in as part of the road. It is officially part of the road now with the lamps and everything. I've got them all in place all along the entire strip of the road, and it looks nice. It fits in. It looks like part of the road. Of course, there's still no lights in the alley. Never will be. But yes, this looks officially like part of the road. I'm kind of pondering on whether or not I should put a lamp like right here facing into the street. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is officially part of the road, and it merges with this section of the road as well, and I think it looks really good even from a distance. Actually, especially it looks good from a distance because it really completely ties the area together, because the area went from being a single just corner to now it has more depth. It has more stuff to add to itself. It has more area I can build in. It's more of a three-dimensional build rather than just an angle. And I like that. You can see it just adds a whole new opportunity for buildings all around here. That's something I didn't have before. And I really like how this turned out, and I can't wait to get to expanding it and adding actual buildings. Because that's going to be really good, and hopefully I'm going to have more road extensions in the future, going off in different directions, so I have a proper roadway system, because that would be really nice. And then I wouldn't have just angles. I could have a proper way to get around, and I could have a proper system of roads. And I think that'd be really nice. And it would really help add a lot of depth to my town, instead of just having a flat build. I now have more options for build, and I can give it more depth and fill it out better, so yeah. I'm really glad I did this. And there's only one more thing left for me to do, I suppose, in this episode, and that is to take this area up here and just kind of tie it in with the surroundings, so that there's not this big of a gap between the areas. And I'm going to use barrels and then some loose melons and pumpkins for that, which shouldn't be too difficult because this farm is ridiculously efficient, in case you can't tell. So yeah, I'm going to just get right on that, I guess. Alright, so I've done it. I've gotten all the stuff put in place, so this is what it looks like on the side. Just some barrels and some melons and pumpkins thrown up there against the wall. Make it look like a small storage area. And honestly, all that really does is just make this feel more of a tighter space, so it has more of a reason to be an alley rather than a road. And it just makes it feel like there's not a ton of space here, which is actually what I wanted, oddly enough. And then in here I just filled in a ton of melons and pumpkins, just placed at random because I felt it needed that, a little bit of decoration so you knew what this place was. So yeah, that's really it. I'm not going to add the wheelbarrows like I had in the creative test world, at least not yet. But yeah, so that's this episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. That's all I really had planned for today. I think next time, or at least sometime soon, I'm going to expand the storage system, maybe make an actual proper sorting system, because I'm having to constantly come in here and sort out the stuff because it's just been so efficient. It has been absolutely ridiculously productive, and I'm loving it. It's amazing. I know that is not a reference to a fast food chain, but it's such a good farm, and it works surprisingly well. And now I have a better way to get to it if I'm coming from here, because I can walk along this road instead. And it's a nice road. I've done some nice decorations. And yeah, a lot of work has been put into this episode, probably more work than you might think, because I've had to gather a ton of gravel, a ton of andesite, chop down a bunch of trees, smelt up a bunch of stone, and just doing this in general took quite a while. Laying out the road was probably the easiest part, though, and that took about an hour. I hear zombies somewhere underneath the road, and that bothers me. But yeah, so that's today's episode. I did what I wanted to do, and I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, I hope you liked this episode of Minecraft Mediumcore, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.